Chapter 12:20. You can leave now. After Qin Chu finished speaking, he coldly glanced at Song Yisher. What's the matter? Qin Chu, you're the only one who can help me now. My dad is in a meeting in Jing City and can't come back. Other than my dad, you're the person I trust the most, so you have to help me. What's the matter? Seeing Song Yisher speak with tears in her eyes, Qin Chu only felt annoyed. He hated it when women cried and wailed to gain sympathy. His Mion wouldn't be like this. Have you seen the news? What news? The one about me and Hu Xiqian. No. Here's the thing, I was set up by Hu Xiqian. He set me up for his own benefit and forced me to marry him because of my father's status. I don't want to marry him, but there are so many rumors going around that I can't clear my name. Can you help me? After thinking for a while, Qin Chu said something that almost made Song Yisher vomit blood. He said, I think you and Hu Xiqian are a good match. Song Yisher's face turned green when she heard this. She smiled awkwardly. Qin Chu, are you joking with me? I never joke with people I don't know well, Qin Chu said with a serious expression. But I don't like Hu Xiqian. Then why are there photos of you in bed? Qin Chu turned on his phone and saw that his WeChat moments were all over the news. The 3 photos were clear. He raised his phone and showed it to Song Yisher. Song Yisher felt extremely awkward. She exposed photos of her in bed with another man in front of the man she liked. There was nothing more tragic than this. Although she and Hu Xiqian really didn't do anything, who would believe it? Other than the person involved, no one would believe it. Everyone would only believe what they saw with their own eyes. I fell into his trap. Last night he told me he wanted to talk to me about something at Seductive Fox. I got into his car and was mesmerized by him. Then he took me to a hotel. That's rape, you know? I'm innocent. It was that despicable Hu Xiqian who framed me? If that's the case, you should tell the police. I can't tell you. It's about my father's and my reputation. Then it's useless to look for me. I can't help you. I was wondering if you could find someone to suppress the public opinion and help me release a statement saying that we were together last night and that those photos were photoshopped. Sorry, I can't help you. Qin Chu, I'm begging you. Song Yisher cried as she walked over. She actually wanted to throw herself into Qin Chu's arms, hug him and cry. She wanted him to be gentle with her. However, when she rushed over, Qin Chu suddenly dodged. Song Yisher's head hit the tempered glass. There was a loud bang. She didn't expect this, so she saw stars. Sir, what's wrong? Yang, who was outside the door, heard the commotion. He immediately opened the door and came in to check. Yang, see her out. Qin Chu, we've known each other for so many years. We grew up together. Don't tell me you. Before Song Yisher could finish, Qin Chu mercilessly interrupted her. Let me correct you. I don't even know you. You only lived in my house when you were young, but we didn't talk. So, basically, we don't have any feelings for each other. Don't mislead others with these words. After hearing Qin Chu's words, Song Yisher's expression turned cold. She never thought that Qin Chu could be so heartless. Why was he always so gentle to Huamin? It was as if he couldn't bear to speak loudly to Huamin. What was the difference between her and Huamin? Miss Song, this way please. Yang saw an opportunity and walked up to her. Song Yisher helplessly covered her head and walked out in embarrassment. Southside Recuperation Center. Huamin was about to take a lunch break when her phone started ringing with WeChat notifications. He picked it up and was dumbfounded. Chapter 12:21. It turned out to be Huamin, Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling's WeChat group. As the saying goes, 3 women make a show. The saying was true. Huamin was a person who didn't like to gossip, but after being influenced by the 2 of them, he slowly became one as well. The 3 of them often teased and joked in the group, and sometimes they even dug into the celebrities' private lives. Huamin was busy all morning, so he didn't know about the news about Hu Xiqian and Song Yisher. However, Zhu Lingling and Jiang Xiaowei were the 2 gossipers. Zhu Lingling. Okay, take a look, the #1 scandal in C-City. The mayor's daughter fooled around with a man in a hotel. How shameless. Jiang Xiaowei, does she have any shame? Sleeping with Hu Xiqian is too good for her. At least Hu Xiqian is a handsome guy. It would be a miracle if she didn't find a gigolo. Huamin, everyone, what happened? What do you mean by sleeping together? Who slept with who? Zhu Lingling, Mian, your hospital doesn't have internet. Didn't you see the news? Jiang Xiaowei, here's the link. You're welcome. Please add me. Huamin. Huamin clicked on the link that Jiang Shaowei gave him and was dumbfounded. Huaxiqian and Song Yisher? This was an unimaginable couple. There was no news about them before. What was going on? Huamin, is this real? Jiang Shaowei, I don't think it's fake. Although they didn't say anything, I asked the technical department to analyze the photo. It wasn't photoshopped at all. The bed photo is real, so they must be having an affair. Maybe it was just a drunken hookup, but they were found out. Huamin, speechless. Zhu Lingling, Huaxiqian's taste is terrible. Mo Shuer is so pretty, she's even more real than Song Yisher. Why would he sleep with her? I don't understand, Jiang Shaowei, I'm curious too. Last time at Huaxiqian's cosplay party, I noticed that Huaxiqian seemed to hate Song Yisher. There shouldn't be any sparks between them. Could it be? Zhu Lingling, what do you mean? What is Professor Zhang's opinion? Jiang Shaowei, are you talking about avenging my Mian and getting rid of her scourge? Huamin, ugh. Huamin really didn't know what to say. However, when he thought about it carefully, Jiang Shaowei's words made sense. Huaxiqian had said more than once that he would help her deal with Song Yisher. At that time she didn't think much of it and thought that he was just saying it casually. After all, Song Yisher was the mayor's daughter, so it wasn't easy to deal with her. Now that she saw the news that Huaxiqian slept with Song Yisher, it was indeed shocking. Could this be the revenge that Huaxiqian was talking about? This is really an accident. Zhu Lingling, I don't care so much. Anyway, bitch Song's scandal this time is really karma. With her scumbag appearance, she should have exposed some dirt a long time ago so that she doesn't have to act all high and mighty and pretend to be a goddess. It's disgusting. Jiang Shaowei, you're right. This time she'll suffer a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing how she deals with this, huh? Then Jiang Shaowei went to Sina Weibo. Many fans asked Jiang Shaowei on her Weibo, is the Song goddess thing true? These fans had always thought that she and bitch Song were good friends. Jiang Shaowei didn't say much. She only posted 2 words on Weibo, congratulations. What was worse was that she at Song Yisher and Huaxiqian. This way, Huaxiqian and Song Yisher's relationship was confirmed. Jiang Shaowei's fans were in an uproar as they gossiped. Chapter 12:22. Haha, I told you it was real. Even Dr. Jiang came to congratulate them. Yeah, I didn't think that Song goddess would fall for President Hua. I heard that President Hua is a playboy. Wow, looks like our Weiwei knows the inside story. Isn't President Hua in a relationship with Mo Shuer? Why is he involved with Song Yisher? Gosh, the rich circle sure is messy. Don't talk about Schweger, you idiot. Mo Schweger's fans went crazy and started arguing. It seems like they're going to announce their relationship soon. Then a large group of fans went to Song Yisher's Weibo to spam. Song Yisher's most recent Weibo post was last night when she was having a party at Seductive Fox. She took a selfie. It was beautiful. Then she took a glass of red wine. She wrote, I've recovered from a serious illness and have been discharged from the hospital. Thank you to everyone who cared about me. Fans started spamming this Weibo post. Goddess, is it true that you and President Hua are together? Sure, why did you choose Huaxiqian? He's a playboy and has a bad reputation in the circle. Song goddess, Huaxiqian is in a relationship with Mo Shuer. You need to be careful. Pretty girl, do I have no chance? Boo-hoo. Goddess, when are you going to send us wedding candy? Congratulations, you're finally going to be single. We believe in your taste. It's hard to say right now. Don't make things worse. Our Sure hasn't admitted it yet. It hasn't been confirmed yet. Didn't Dr. Jiang admit it? He even tagged Sure. I think it's most likely true, right? Yeah, President Hua is single. Our Sure is also single. They're a perfect match. No matter what, we'll give you our blessings and support your decisions. Sure, good luck. We love you. Baby Sure, can you send us a selfie? No matter how I look at it, you're still the prettiest. You're natural, unlike those plastic surgery bitches. Sure, I've always thought that you and President Qin are a perfect match. It's a pity that he's married. What a pity, I've always thought that you two would be a couple. Song Yisher inadvertently scrolled through Weibo and was about to go crazy. This matter was already messy enough, and Jiang Shaowei actually came to add insult to injury, which really made her choke with anger. However, there was no way for her to clarify the matter unilaterally. After all, she wasn't sure if Huaxiqian had more shocking revelations, so she could only swallow her anger. After this matter was exposed, There was another person who was extremely concerned about it. It was Immerse. It was true that she was pregnant. It was also true that she was pregnant with Huasiqian's child. However, she did not expect such a thing to happen between Huasiqian and Song Yisha at this critical juncture. In this way, the matter of her using the child to force him to marry her would be far in the future. Hua Group headquarters Immerse walked in wearing high heels and a dark brown cashmere coat. She looked like a queen. The truth was, Immerse was pretty good in all aspects. It was just that Huasiqian never wanted to marry her. Xiqian, why are you here? Huasiqian looked up. I'm here to congratulate you. Congratulations on finally finding a good wife for yourself. Song Yisha is really good and most importantly her father is good. Immerse's mocking tone was so obvious that Huasiqian could obviously hear it. If you're here to mock me then go ahead. I'm going back to work. Huasiqian didn't care what Immerse said. He didn't need to explain to anyone what he had decided on. Seeing Huasiqian like this made Immerse even angrier. She walked over in a few steps, grabbed the documents in Huasiqian's hands and threw them to the side. Huasiqian, are you serious this time? You chose Song Yisha? Chapter 12:23. So what? What does that have to do with you? Huasiqian raised his head and retorted mercilessly. Immerse's heart ached as she clutched her stomach. I always thought that even if I couldn't marry you, giving birth to your child would be a blessing. At least you can't marry me because of someone you like. But the person you like isn't Song Yisha. Why did you marry her? Didn't you say it yourself? Because she has a good father. Huasiqian didn't think much of it. Immerse shook her head. You can fool others but you can't fool me. With your abilities you don't need Mayor Song's help. You don't need to sacrifice yourself for them. You're only doing this for one person, right? Upon hearing this, Huasiqian's expression changed slightly. Stop trying to be smart with me, it's not good for you to talk too much. Huasiqian stared at Immerse with a hint of annoyance. Logically speaking, after being together for so many years, they understood each other and their feelings for each other should be quite deep. Even if they didn't love each other after sleeping with each other for so long, there should be something going on. However, Huasiqian felt like Immerse was becoming less and less cute. She clearly didn't have a high IQ, but she liked to pretend to be smart. She was always a busybody and in the past year she didn't talk much either. He was tired of her so sometimes he would rather sleep with young plastic surgery models than touch her. Are you scared? I'm going to say it. Does she know that you've done so much for her? You're quite pitiful. You're not even as honest as Suyu. At least Suyu dares to speak his mind and tell the whole world how he feels about her. You, on the other hand, are just like a rat who can only hide in the dark and watch her. Or rather, covet her. But she doesn't know what you're thinking. She'll never know her. Immerse was also triggered by Huasiqian and Song Yisha. That was why she said these things without caring about her image. Huasiqian was really angry so he suddenly stood up. She grabbed Immerse by the neck. Then he pinned her down and pushed her against the wall. Do you believe that I can make you disappear from this world anytime I want? Then, so what? It doesn't matter if I die or not, but as long as Chinchu is alive you will never get Huamin. Huasiqian was infuriated by Immerse's words. He grabbed Immerse's neck and lifted her up slowly. With a bang he was thrown 3 meters away. Immerse felt dizzy from the fall. She lay on the ground, unable to get up no matter how hard she tried. Huasiqian was scary when he was angry, but when Huasiqian was scary he was also cold and heartless. Immerse felt a sharp pain in her stomach. Dark red blood splattered out from under her body. My child. She lay on the ground, her face pale. I never wanted to have a child. People like me shouldn't have children, because when they're born, they'll be even scarier than I am. After speaking, Huasiqian sneered and dialed an internal number. Take her to the hospital. Immerse was sent to the first hospital by Huasiqian's employees. She couldn't keep the child, so she immediately had an abortion when she arrived at the hospital. Immerse lay on the operating table with tears in her eyes. She hated Huasiqian, and she also hated the woman that Huasiqian had been obsessed with for so many years. After work, Huamin came out and saw Chinchu's car parked outside. She happily got into the car. Honey, I'm a little hungry. So, do you want to have sex in the car? Chinchu faintly replied. Chapter 12:24. Ahem, what are you talking about? I'm really hungry, not that kind of hungry. She was speechless to have a dirty-minded husband at home. Chin Chu smiled slightly and drove away. What are we eating? Honey. Gao Ran and the others are waiting for us to eat hot pot. Is Basha restaurant okay? That's great. Huimin smiled. Basha restaurant was a special hot pot restaurant that was famous for its spiciness. It was said that the chili oil was made from red peppers that were only found in Sichuan. It tasted incredibly sour. If it was someone who had never eaten it before, they would definitely have diarrhea the first time they ate it. However, the four of them could handle spicy food and couldn't eat anything without it. Upon hearing that they were going to eat hot pot with Gao Ran and Zhu Lingling, Huimin's mood improved even more. Did you see the news today? Chin Chu asked casually. Huh? Honey, you like to gossip too? Huimin tilted his head and looked at Chin Chu amused. It's quite sudden. Me too. My first reaction was that the photo wasn't real, but she slightly said that the photo wasn't photoshopped. She had someone verify it, so it shouldn't be wrong. I'm more curious about Huasiqian's motive. Chin Chu felt a little uneasy. Every time Huasiqian did something big, he had this feeling. Isn't he trying to suck up to Mayor Song? Chin Chu shook his head. With the Hua Corporation's current power, even without the Song family's support, he's like a fish in water. So there's no need for him to do this. Any socialite would be a good choice. I don't know why he chose Song Yisher. Maybe it's because he thinks she's suitable? Huimin didn't mention that Huasiqian promised to help him get rid of Song Yisher. Firstly, he was afraid that Chin Chu would think too much. Secondly, Huasiqian's words might not necessarily be true. It was true that outsiders could not understand the way he did things. At this time, Huimin's phone rang. Hello? Shui. It was Emo Shuiyer. Huimin. I had a miscarriage. Oh. Huimin was surprised again. Didn't Emo Shuiyer just promise her that she would keep the child? Why did she have an abortion so soon? I'm at the hospital. The baby is gone. Emo Shuiyer's voice was weak. What's wrong with you? Is it related to today's news? Huimin asked. Heh. Anyway, he doesn't care if I live or die. It's good that the child is gone, at least he won't have to suffer with me. Then you should rest well. The company will give you some time off. Don't feel burdened. I know, Huimin. Do you know why Huasiqian did this to Song Yisher? Emo Shuiyer suddenly asked. I'm not sure. Huimin replied uncertainly. Emo Shuiyer's laughter made Huimin's hair stand on end. What's wrong? Nothing, I was just asking. Go do what you need to do. Then Emo Shuiyer hung up the phone. Huimin was confused by the series of events that happened. She had a feeling that the news and Emo Shuiyer's miscarriage had something to do with Huasiqian. However, no one could understand that man's thoughts. When they arrived at Basha restaurant, Gao Ran and Zhu Lingling had already ordered food. The four of them chatted casually in the private room. Just then, Zhu Lingling was scrolling through the news on her phone when she suddenly said, Hey, look, there's news about the Hua Corporation again. Huimin looked down and saw that it said, the chairman of the Hua Corporation, Mr. Huasiqian, has resigned. With 75% of the company's shares, Mr. Huasiqian has become the heir to the Hua Corporation. From now on, he will be in charge of the Hua Corporation's lifeline. The old man lost. Huimin said faintly. Huasiqian has been making a lot of moves lately. Is he up to something big? Gao Ran felt like something was wrong. Chapter 12:25. It's hard to say. Chin Chu thought about it seriously. Hey, let's not worry about that. What does their business have to do with us? Even if Huasiqian really likes bitch song, that's their business. There's a saying that goes, a bitch and a dog will last forever. Even though Huasiqian isn't a dog, but Song Yisher is a bitch. Yeah, that's it. Zhu Lingling analyzed with a smile. Huimin, Chin Chu, Gao Ran, Lingling, watch your words. You can't be so rude. You're going to be a family member of a police officer. Zhu Lingling rolled her eyes at him and retorted, so what if I'm a family member of a police officer? Can't family members speak freely? She's a bitch, but she doesn't let people talk about her. If she doesn't want people to talk about her, then she shouldn't be such a bitch. Hey, let's not talk about this here. The question is, I'm hungry. Can we eat now? Huimin looked at the boiling hot pot and was about to drool. Maybe it was because she had a lot of work. She was busy all afternoon and didn't eat much for lunch, so she was especially hungry. You've been eating a lot lately. What's going on? Are you pregnant? Screw you. Hurry up and eat, I'm starving. Huamin was speechless. Hurry up and tell me, are you pregnant? Zhu Lingling also wanted Huamin to be pregnant. Therefore she was more anxious than she was. I'm really not pregnant sis, my period just came. After Huamin finished speaking, even Gao Ran looked awkward. Ahem. Do you have any plans for the end of the year? Aren't you guys going on vacation? Gao Ran changed the subject. No, I'm staying at home with Mion's mom, Qin Chu said faintly. Good son-in-law, you know that Qixin isn't home, so you're extra nice to your mother. Zhu Lingling was Mr. Qin's die-hard fan. He gave Mr. Qin a thumbs up. The four of them chatted as they ate, in the villa of the Song family. The coverage of this incident was so good that it became a big drama. Almost every day the media would talk about this matter. Lady Song would be surrounded by the media as soon as she stepped out of the house. Song Yisher was so scared that she didn't even dare to leave the house. Initially he thought that he could just drag it out and wait for Mayor Song to come back. That night Hua Xiqian went on a financial interview program. In the end he revealed his relationship on the program. This made Song Yisher very angry. It was originally a financial program with a low income rate. However, the news had been too hot recently, causing this program to become the viewership champion for the same period of time. When Huamin returned home he turned on the TV and happened to watch this scene. It was supposed to be a program about stocks, but at the end of the segment, the host suddenly asked, President Hua, since the news has been quite popular lately, I would like to gossip a little. Can you tell us about your relationship with Miss Song Yisher? Hua Xiqian first smiled. Then he said, Sure is very beautiful, I've always admired her. Oh. The audience sighed. This sentence made the relationship between the two even more ambiguous. Are those photos real? The host asked again. Those photos are real, but it's not what everyone thinks. At the time we had a lot to drink, so we went to a hotel to rest. However, we didn't do anything. Hua Xiqian did this on purpose. The more he talked about it, the worse the situation became. An adult man and woman checking into a 5-star hotel and not doing anything? Who would believe it if he told them? Therefore Hua Xiqian was very good with his words. With his words he confirmed their relationship. However, the truth was Hua Xiqian really didn't do anything. That night, after he drugged Song Yisher, he took off her clothes and threw her onto the bed. Hua Xiqian played games on his phone for half the night. In the end he was tired, so he lay down on the sofa for a while. Although he was a playboy, he was very picky and didn't sleep with just any woman. He was disgusted by Song Yisher's face, so even if she asked him to do it, he wouldn't do it. In front of the TV, Song Yisher was so angry that her hands trembled. Hua Xiqian, you and I are irreconcilable. You hurt me like this, let's see how I'll get back at you. Chapter 12:26. Hua Xiqian's visit unintentionally pushed the issue to the climax. 2 days later, Song Yisher put on a pair of sunglasses and discreetly sat in her chauffeur's Audi A8 to pick up Mayor Song at the airport. She originally thought that she would be discreet and wouldn't be discovered, but she was still surrounded by paparazzi. Miss Song, did you and Mr. Hua Xiqian announce your relationship? Miss Song, there are rumors that you wanted to interfere with President Qin and Lady Qin's marriage. Is that true? Miss Song, what do you think about what Hua Xiqian said last night? Miss Song, out of all your suitors, is Mr. Hua the most outstanding? Is the Hua Corporation the company that Mayor Song wants to support? Miss Song, you and Huamin are good friends, so did Mrs. Qin introduce you to Hua Xiqian? Has the wedding date been set? Will it be in China? Will you work at the Hua Corporation after marriage? Will you still be in art school? Did Mayor Song agree to your marriage? Can you tell us more about it? There are also rumors that you two weren't close before. Was it a mistake after drinking? After all, you're both adults. So was it a one-night stand with President Hua? Would Mayor Song mind your private life being so casual? No matter how smart Song Yisher was, she couldn't handle the reporter's indiscriminate questions. She was completely stunned. Her face was dark and she didn't say a word. Under the guidance of her bodyguard, she went straight to the VIP lounge. After entering, she took off her sunglasses and threw them on the table. Miss Song, your coffee. Take it away, I'm not thirsty, Song Yisher said in a bad mood. Hua Xiqian really messed up all her plans. Otherwise, she would have gone one step further and exposed Huamin's dirty secrets. She had even thought of a plan and implemented the first step, but she didn't expect that before she could do anything. Hua Xiqian made the first move and set her up. Song Yisha was clear that Hua Xiqian did not frame her because he liked her. He would not marry her just because of her father's right. She had a feeling that Hua Min had something to do with this. Could it be that Hua Min and Hua Xiqian were in cahoots to frame her? It was hard to say. Hua Xiqian, Hua Min, these two bitches. No one with the surname Hua is a good person. One day, I will make sure that there is no one with the surname Hua in Sea City. How disgusting. Song Yisha clenched her fists and made up her mind. 20 minutes later, Mayor Song came out from the VIP passage. Dad. She immediately walked up to him. Let's talk in the car. Mayor Song's expression was serious. He had been an official his whole life and had nothing to worry about. He was about to retire in a few years. Yet he caused such a huge mess. If Mayor Song hadn't been in Jing City, this incident wouldn't have dragged on until now. In the Audi A8, Mayor Song glanced at his daughter. What happened? Dad. Hua Xiqian was lying. He set me up, did you know that? Why did he set you up? How would I know? Maybe part of it was because he wanted to use your power and the other part, maybe it was because of some other grudge. Anyways, nothing happened between us. Do you know how despicable he is? He drugged me and dragged me to the hotel. I didn't know what happened until I woke up and realized it was a trap. It's all my fault for being so careless. I didn't think Hua Xiqian would be so daring as to touch me. He really doesn't want to live anymore. Dad, you can't let him go this time. Song Yisha rattled on and on about what had happened. Chapter 12:27. Mayor Song listened to her quietly. Dad, why don't you call the police and arrest him? He's a criminal. He drugged me and then kidnapped me. Yes, we can also charge him with rape. What do you think? For the past few days, Song Yisha had been thinking about how to deal with Hua Xiqian. After all, her father wasn't the mayor for nothing. Sure, it's not that simple. If he was an ordinary man it might be possible, but he's Hua Xiqian. I've been investigating him for the past 2 days. He's very powerful and has a good relationship with many government officials. His influence in the city is also deeply rooted. If we arrest him for no reason and we don't even have evidence, something will happen. He's just an ordinary entrepreneur. How can he be so powerful? An ordinary entrepreneur? Who told you he's an ordinary entrepreneur? Mayor Song coldly glanced at his daughter's face. Isn't he? Song Yisha was confused. Of course not, he's a complicated person. He has connections with foreign forces. Anyways, we can't touch him. Then what should we do now? The news is getting out of hand and I don't want to affect you because of me. Mayor Song was silent for a long time. Finally, he made a decision. Marry him. Dad, are you stupid? Song Yisha immediately exploded. I'm not stupid. You're the one who's stupid. This is the best solution. We can't ignore our image. We have no other choice. Dad, I don't want to marry him. I want to kill him right now. This is only a temporary solution. After you get married, you can find an excuse to get a divorce. But right now we have to get married. Otherwise, we won't be able to stop people from talking. Dad, but Song Yisha wanted to say something, but Mayor Song stopped her with one sentence. No buts. If you still care about my reputation and the Song family's reputation, then listen to me. Tomorrow you can hold a press conference and announce your relationship. Didn't Hua Xiqian say that he wants to marry you? Then get married. Mayor Song's words were a done deal. Song Yisha's heart fell to the bottom once again. She thought that when her father came back he would think of a way to salvage the situation. Who knew that her father would actually ask her to get married? She was so angry. In the afternoon, Song Yisha drove to the Qin family. She saw Lady Qin, whom she hadn't seen in a long time. Mama Qin, I miss you so much. She took the initiative to give Lady Qin a hug, but Lady Qin was not as enthusiastic as before and hugged her back. He just asked calmly, why are you here? I miss you so much. By the way, where's Mr. Qin? He's out playing golf with an old friend. Oh, Song Yisha then looked around as if she was looking for something. Mama Qin, has Qin Chu come back recently? No, he's busy. Actually, it's possible that Hua Min doesn't want him to come back. Hua Min is a very vengeful person. After what you did to her in the past, she must have something against you. No, Hua Min is a very kind child. We've already talked things out. Lady Qin directly refuted. Song Yisha felt a little awkward and then said, Mama Qin, have you seen the news these past few days? Oh, it's about your relationship with that kid from the Hua family, right? I was just about to tell you that he's a good guy. Although he's the adopted son of the Hua family, he's the one calling the shots in the family. He's also good-looking, so I don't think your parents would disagree. Why did you have to make it onto the news? You're embarrassing your father. Lady Qin's tone sounded like she was lecturing her. Chapter 12:28. Mama Qin, that's not true. I'm not in a relationship with him, he set me up. Set you up? Yeah, he's Huamin's older brother, so I think Huamin said something to him and that's why he set me up. That's impossible, Mian isn't the type to stir up trouble. Plus, she doesn't have a good relationship with that guy. She also left the Hua Corporation and didn't ask for any shares, so what you said doesn't make sense. Lady Qin obviously didn't believe Song Yisher's words. Mama Qin, Huamin isn't as simple as you think. Yeah, you're not as simple as I think you are either. Lady Qin looked at Song Yisher and said word for word. Mama Qin? Song Yisher was surprised by Lady Qin's words. Sure, I used to like you a lot. You're a child and you used to live with us, so I treated you like family. When you lived with us for a year, you ate whatever Qin Chu ate and we didn't treat you badly. Later, when you went abroad and your dad got promoted, he took extra care of our family. Our families are old friends now. You're right. Song Yisher nodded. In the past, I did want you to be Qin Chu's wife. After all, our families are well matched and you're an obedient and sensible child. But later I realized that love can't be forced. No matter how much I like you, it doesn't matter if Qin Chu doesn't like you. Plus, I realized that Huamin is a good kid except for his family background, so I didn't want to make things difficult for him. But if you really care about our family, you shouldn't continue to talk bad about Huamin. It's normal for girls to be jealous. But if you keep being jealous of others, then you'll never be happy. You're still young, so why bother? Am I right? Lady Qin's words didn't have a single dirty word, but Song Yisher's face turned red. She couldn't even lift her head. Mama Qin, I'm not targeting Huamin, nor am I jealous of her. I just think that she doesn't treat Qin Chu that well. Qin Chu treats her too well, so it's a little unfair. Song Yisher explained. Love is never fair. I've been married to your father for more than 20 years. And I've bullied him for more than 20 years. Is he going to divorce me because of this? Song Yisher. Lady Qin was very eloquent. Song Yisher was speechless. Besides, whether it's fair or not is a matter between the two of them. I hope that no matter if it's you or me, we won't get involved, right? Yes. Song Yisher forced herself to nod. Sure, you're not young anymore. Qin Chu has been married for so long, you should let go of what you should. You're still young and you need to have your own family. So, I hope that you won't be so impulsive in the future. Mama Qin is right. Song Yisher forced a smile. Song Yisher didn't waste any more time. She hurriedly said goodbye to Lady Qin, turned around and left the Qin manor. You old bitch. How dare you lecture me? Who do you think you are? Song Yisher slammed the steering wheel in exasperation. She hadn't been doing well recently. Ever since the car accident, nothing seemed to go well for her. It was as if she stepped on asshole. She blamed all of this on Huamin. If it weren't for her, she wouldn't be so unlucky. In this world, there was such a person who never reflected on her own mistakes. Every time something unpleasant happened, she would blame others and so on. Song Yisher was this type of person. Southside Recuperation Center. Huamin had been busy all morning. Just as he was about to eat, he saw Song Yisher angrily barge into his office. Huamin, let's talk. Chapter 12:29. Huamin glanced at Song Yisher coldly. No need, I don't think there's anything to talk about between us. It wasn't like before when at least they didn't have a falling out. However, after the car race with Song Yishuan last time, Huamian broke up with him. This meant that he had broken up with Song Yisher. Since they didn't like each other, there was no need to pretend to be friends anymore. He also didn't want to waste his precious time on Song Yisher. Huamin used to think that she was pretty smart and had more tricks up her sleeve than Jiang Linyue. However, he later realized that she was just as stupid. She couldn't learn from her mistakes and still wouldn't turn back. She was terrifyingly stubborn. You have to talk to me, Song Yisher said in a firm tone. Huamin sneered. Then he said gently, Miss Song, I think I need to remind you that when you and your sister lost the car race last time, other than paying the full amount of compensation, you also had to stay away from me, Huamin. Your cousin is better than you and has already fulfilled her promise. However, not only did you not avoid me, you even came to me? So, are you going to break your promise? Do you think that if I delete the video you won't have any evidence to prove it? Of course I came to you for something. This isn't about the bet anymore, it's about your character and morals. Song Yisha was so angry that her face turned pale. Huamin raised his eyebrows. Oh. Then tell me, how am I a person with a character and morals? Don't think that I don't know that you and Huasiqian are in cahoots. You two teamed up against me and set up such a huge trap for me to jump into. How despicable. I've never seen a woman as vicious as you. I'm sorry, I'm very busy every day and don't care whose bed you slept with. I don't have the time to plan all of this. But then again, Huasiqian slept with you and was willing to publicly acknowledge your relationship. He's giving you face. I thought you guys only went on a date. Song Yisha was about to explode when she heard Huamin's words. Woman, what are you talking about? I already said that nothing happened between us. You guys set me up? What does it have to do with me whether you guys said anything or not? I'm not interested in your business. You're an interesting person. As soon as you do something, you come looking for trouble with me. Do you think I'm that easy to bully? Do you really think I'm that? Ms. Song, do you know that in ancient China, there's a 4-word idiom called enough is enough? There's also a popular internet saying, if you don't ask for trouble you won't die. If you really like someone, don't ask for trouble. Just live your life, isn't that great? Huamin was no longer polite to Song Yisha. So what if her father was the mayor? Even if the mayor came to Huamin's office to pick a fight, she would still talk back, let alone the mayor's daughter. Otherwise, these people would really take advantage of her. Song Yisha pointed at Huamin and gritted her teeth. Huamin, Dino, you're so fucking annoying. I've never seen a woman who likes to show off as much as you do. Do you think that Qin Chu likes you, so you likes you, and the whole world likes you? Look at yourself. Why don't you take a look at yourself? Not only are you ugly, but you're also a poor commoner. You're so arrogant just because you're a doctor. What do you have to show off? You're just scheming so you deceived those men. They all think that you're very innocent, but in fact you're just a scheming bitch. You're just good at pretending. They were all deceived by your appearance. Chapter 12:30. Let me interrupt you for a second. First of all, let me clarify that I've never been pure. Even if I'm a scheming bitch, I'm still the best of the bitches. I'm not like you who doesn't understand bitches. I feel embarrassed for you when someone tore off your mask. You said that I don't have the right to show off, and that's true, but what about you? If you didn't have your father, who do you think you are? With that face of yours that looks like a celebrity's? There are so many people who look better than you. Even the waitresses at Seductive Fox are better than you. To put it bluntly, you should really thank your father. If it weren't for him, even if you went to Seductive Fox, you wouldn't be good looking. So don't think too highly of yourself. It's okay to be shameless, but it's not good to be ignorant. Huamin never lost in an argument. The question was whether she wanted to argue or not. Jiang Xiaowei and Zhu Lingling were both very good at talking, but in front of Huamin, they didn't dare to say that they were good at talking. Therefore, Song Yisha originally wanted to torture Huamin to vent her emotions. She didn't expect that Huamin would torture her until she was covered in bruises. Huamin's talent at cursing was that he didn't use any profanities and didn't mention the other party's parents. Just one sentence after another was enough to make you feel like you're going to die. Compared to Song Yisha, who kept talking about fucking things, Huamin was much more refined. Huamin, I'm telling you, even if I really marry Huasiqian, I won't give up on Qin Chu. As long as I, Song Yisha, am alive, I will never let you and Qin Chu live in peace. In the end, Song Yisha couldn't win against Huamin in an argument, so she said some harsh words. Huamin, on the other hand, looked calm as he replied faintly, after hearing what you said, I really want the heavens to bless you with an early death. Otherwise, it won't do us any good if you're still alive. You. Song Yisha had a heart attack. She would be foaming at the mouth because of Huamin. Anyone who played against Huamin had to be mentally strong. Therefore, at Song Yisha's level, she would be defeated within a few minutes. In the end, he was at a loss for words. I won't argue with you. The one who laughs in the end is the winner. Anyway, let's wait and see. Please remember our bet in the future. If you see me in the future, please avoid me. Otherwise, I can restore the deleted video in minutes and release it to the public. You've been so popular recently and you're on the news every day. I don't think this is a big deal. How dare you? Don't provoke me, I really do dare to do anything. There's nothing you can't imagine and there's nothing I don't dare to do. Humin chuckled. Song Yisha was so angry that she turned her head, slammed the door of the office and left. Chief, what's going on? Is she a patient looking for trouble? Chinjia walked in worriedly. Yeah, she's mentally ill. Don't worry about her. Humin obviously didn't care about Song Yisha and wasn't angry that she came looking for trouble. Chinjia nodded, closed the door in relief and continued to work. At noon Humin finished lunch but it wasn't time yet. Therefore she scrolled through her WeChat moments in Weibo. Recently a lot of people were talking about Hua Xiqian and Song Yisha in her WeChat moments, but she was too lazy to say anything. Then Humin logged into Weibo and scrolled through it. Suddenly she saw an unread private message a few minutes ago. She opened it and saw that the person who sent the message was Jian Tong. Humin wasn't familiar with Jian Tong, but she knew who she was because she was now the #1 actress at Imperial Star. Her TV series and movies were so popular that they were almost as popular as Mo Shui. Rumors said that Jian Tong was having an affair with Lord Su, and that was why she was so popular. She was in the entertainment industry, but no director dared to sleep with her. I'm so jealous of you. That was all she sent. Humin froze and replied in confusion, Sis, did you send it to the wrong person? Chapter 1231. No, I just sent it to you, Jian Tong replied within seconds. But do we have a grudge against each other? Humin felt like he had never spoken to Jian Tong before. The last time they met was in the hallway of Seductive Fox. She came out to look for Suyu and they had a brief encounter. Jian Tong was a superstar with tens of millions of fans, so she wouldn't suddenly come to Humin and say something like this, right? She was different from bitches like Jiang Linyue and Song Yisha. Those women's target was Qin Chu, so they were jealous of him. But Jian Tong had nothing to do with Qin Chu. Could it be because of Suyu? Humin quickly analyzed the situation in his mind. Then he saw Jian Tong reply, President Su is so pitiful. Ever since he founded Imperial Star he's never been away for so long. But this time he's been away for so many days. But what does that have to do with me? I didn't ask him to go. Humin truly felt wronged, okay? Isn't it because of you? If you didn't force him he wouldn't be so sad. Humin, I beg you, if you don't like President Su, don't give him a chance. Don't torture him. The truth is I never gave him a chance. Humin answered without hesitation. She felt like she was being very clear and more than once she expressed her feelings for Qin Chu to Suyu. This time when Suyu left she didn't send him off no matter how much Tang Chuan begged her. Later, Tang Chuan was so angry that he went to Wei Liao's house and scolded Humin in front of Jiang Shaowei and Wei Liao. Jiang Shaowei was on Humin's side, so she argued with him for a long time. In the end the two of them were quite unhappy. This was all because of the matter between her and Suyu. But in fact Humin felt that there was nothing between him and Suyu, not even a little ambiguous. Therefore, Jian Tong's accusation made her feel even more wronged than Do Yi. President Su. That guy looks like a playboy but he's actually very loyal. Once he sets his mind on something he'll do anything to chase after it even if it's wrong. I feel bad for him but there's nothing I can do to help him. I've been at Imperial Star for almost 5 years, but I can't compare to the 5 minutes you spent with him. I'm really jealous of you but at the same time, I'm also envious of you. You have so many excellent men who like you. I have to admit that you're very capable and resourceful. Heh. Miss Jian Tong, are you praising me? Are you praising me or are you praising me? Humin was a little tired and didn't want to argue with another woman. She was too tired. If she had the time she would rather soak in the hot springs with Mr. Qin and enjoy the snowy scenery. Jian Tong didn't reply, but 3 minutes later she sent Humin a screenshot of her Weibo post. It was a post that Suyu had just posted. Humin didn't follow Suyu on Weibo, so she didn't know what Suyu was up to. She only saw it after Jian Tong posted it. Suyu posted this, I really like spending time with you. Sometimes, even though I feel very tired and infatuated like a fool, your occasional gentleness always gives me the illusion that you may have liked me a little bit at some point in time. So for this little bit, for the love that I don't know if it exists, I am willing to wait for you for a very long time. So long that the world will grow old. Because I realize that other than waiting for you I have no other choice. Chapter 1232. These words really made one's heart ache and it was very sad. Although Suyu had a bad temper he was a top student in the military academy and was cultured. Therefore, when he occasionally spoke in a scholarly manner, he really was an artistic youth. Huamin remained silent after reading the message. Jian Tong then sent a photo of Su Yu. It seemed like someone had unintentionally taken it for him. He was wearing a military uniform and standing next to Lord Su. His skin was a little tanned, but his eyes were still firm. Huamin remained silent again. Jian Tong then sent another message. Maybe you think that Qin Chu is the only one in the world, but I want to tell you that President Qin Chu is also the only one in the world that can't be replicated. Huamin remained silent for a few seconds before he typed. But I already have Qin Chu, so no matter how good other people are, they have nothing to do with me. So, you're really not going to give President Su any more chances? Huamin didn't reply to Jian Tong because the answer to her question was obvious. Jian Tong's question was meaningless. After a minute of silence, Huamin also posted something on Weibo. She said, if it's just friendship, then be good friends if you can. Don't be so greedy. Love is too extreme, it's either forever or forever. Huamin's words were obviously meant for Su Yu. She hoped that he would understand her feelings and let go. Su Yu did see it and he felt very conflicted after reading it. He was greedy, he wanted Huamin's life. But this was such an extravagant thing to do. Young master. The chief wants to see you for dinner. His adjutant came over to remind him. Su Yu nodded, put away his phone and quickly walked towards the military base. He thought that when he was away from home he would be thousands of miles away from home. Would he feel better? Would he miss that girl? But Su Yu felt worse. Huamin's image kept appearing in his mind. Her angry face, her smiling face. Even when she was working seriously, she looked so cute. Every time he talked to Wei Liao, he would pretend to casually ask about Huamin. Wei Liao didn't seem to want to say too much, so he answered vaguely. This made Su Yu's heart itch. He wanted to go back as soon as possible, but this trip would take at least 20 days. And his grandfather wouldn't let him go back either. In the evening, when Huamin finished work, Qin Chu came on time. Ever since her car was repaired, Qin Chu became her full-time chauffeur. Hardworking Chu Huaxi also received compensation paid Huamian girl. And Huamian bought, or with the amount of money in her bank account, she could buy a better and more high-end sports car. But she didn't. First of all, Huamin wasn't a high-profile person. She wouldn't drive a flashy sports car. Pink limited edition Lamborghini and Bugatti Veyron were not her cup of tea. She was only an Audi fan. Second of all, Huamin was too sentimental. This R8 was a gift from Qin Chu and she always drove it. They were very close. She treated the car like a friend, so she didn't want to let it go. She would rather spend more money on repairs than get a new one. Huamin got into the car and took off her down jacket. Honey, do you want to eat at home or outside? I'm fine with anything, I'll do whatever you want. Qin Chu smiled. Let me think, how about Aksayan's ramen? Huamin rubbed her chin with her index finger and thought hard. Qin Chu nodded gently. Just then, a piece of news came out from the small TV in the car. The female news anchor spoke very quickly. The latest news is about the hottest topic these days, President Hua Xiqian and Mayor Song's daughter, Song Yisher. After Mr. Hua Xiqian's interview, Song Yisher just held a press conference. This is her first response to this matter. Let's go to the press conference and see what Miss Song Yisher has to say about this. Chapter 1233. Huamin stared intently at the TV screen. Qin Chu, on the other hand, wasn't interested in this. He focused on driving and looked straight ahead. On the TV, Song Yisher was holding a press conference in a white mink coat, a black miniskirt and tall boots. Huamin saw a lot of reporters taking pictures. It was a huge scene. Song Yisher maintained her usual fake smile as she faced the media. Okay, you can ask questions now. Come one by one, it's orderly, Song Yisher's assistant said to the reporters. Then the reporters immediately surrounded her. Miss Song Yisher, is the rumored photo real? Yes. Song Yisher nodded. Then what's your relationship with the president of the Hua Corporation, Hua Xiqian? Song Yisher moved her lips and continued to smile. We used to be friends. Then President Hua expressed interest in me and pursued me for a while. That's when we started dating. After she said this, the crowd went into an uproar. No one expected her to admit it so quickly. So you and President Hua are lovers? Yes. Then what do you think of the rumors that you and President Qin of GK have an ambiguous relationship? Hearing a reporter mention Qin Chu, Huamin was very displeased. Damn, my husband is being dragged into this. Qin Chu smiled, raised his right hand and lovingly pinched Huamin's cheek. President Qin and I have always been friends, just normal friends. Don't misunderstand, there's no ambiguous relationship between us. Plus, Lady Qin and I are friends. Those rumors are all false. Huamin sneered. This woman's face doesn't even blush when she lies. He's been through a lot. Miss Song, there's a video of you, Miss Song Yishuan and Lady Qin on the internet. Did some netizens say that your cars look like yours? I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. What racing? What xian? Song Yishu continued to play dumb. But in the video, before the reporter could finish his question, he was interrupted by the staff. I'm sorry, friends from the media. Today, Miss Song's press conference is a response to her relationship with Mr. Hua. Please don't ask other irrelevant questions. Thank you. Miss Song, what is the mayor's opinion on your choice of President Hua? My family is more democratic. My parents respect my opinion. What I choose is what they like. After Song Yishu finished speaking, the audience began to applaud. He's so good at acting. It's such a pity that Song Yishu didn't enter the entertainment industry. She's definitely an award-winning actress. She's so good at acting. Huamin sighed. Award-winning actresses also have to be virtuous and talented. Not just anyone can take that title. Don't tarnish the title of award-winning actress, Qin Chu interrupted. Huamin put his arm around Qin Chu's shoulder and asked intimately, Honey, Song Yishu was screaming about this morning. At the time I felt like she really hated Huasiqian. Why did she suddenly hold a press conference and admit it? That's weird. I don't think she can clean up the mess. Huasiqian probably has more information on her, so she's afraid of exposing it. Qin Chu was smart and hit the nail on the head. You're right, honey. Your analysis makes sense. You're so smart. Huamin looked at Qin Chu with admiration. If I wasn't smart, how could I trick you into marrying me? Qin Chu laughed. Ah, great. So you admit that you tricked me into marrying you. Hurry up and give me a wedding gift. You married me and I haven't officially given you a betrothal gift. I don't have a problem with the wedding gift, but can I criticize you a little? Qin Chu tilted his head and looked at Huamin with a serious expression. What? She looked at Qin Chu in confusion. She didn't know what she had done to deserve his criticism. Chapter 1234. Next time when we're in bed, can you improve your service? Qin Chu asked in all seriousness. Huamin, every time I'm the one who works the hardest and you're the one who's the hardest at the bottom, Qin Chu continued to complain. Huamin, every time we're having a little more fun you'll beg for mercy and throw in the towel. Can you last a little longer next time? Cooperate with your husband, Qin Chu added. Huamin, oh right, I really like the bunny girl look you wore last time. Can you wear it for me next time? I think it'll make things more interesting between us. Qin Chu thought of this again. Huamin, also you can moan louder. Our room is big and soundproof, no one can hear you. I really like hearing your voice, it's exciting. Huamin, Mr. Qin, you've said so much, but I just want to ask you one question. Go ahead. Do you want to fly into the sky and stand shoulder to shoulder with the sun? Huamin stared at him. Qin Chu. Huamin thought that Mr. Qin was going to fly into the sky. He complained so much at once. Just how dissatisfied was he with her? Although she was the one who begged for mercy first every time, that was because Mr. Qin had insane stamina, okay? Who could do it for an hour and still not be done? There was no end to it. How could those men who finished in 10 minutes live? Most importantly, every time her back would hurt and her legs would cramp. She would be listless at work the next day, okay? I'm just giving you a suggestion, Mr. Qin replied proudly. This suggestion is a bit useless. It's the same whether you say it or not, I think you're just trying to be nice. Not only did you take advantage of me, but you're also picking on me. I haven't picked on you yet. If you're dissatisfied with me, you can tell me and we can talk about it, Qin Chu suggested. All right. First, can you not take so long? Your battle prowess is too long. I can't handle it. Qin Chu was speechless. Also, you like to hear me moan in bed and I like to hear you moan too. So next time when I'm a little louder, can you be a little louder too? After all, men and women are equal. You can't demand that of me alone. Qin Chu was speechless. You like me as a bunny girl? Okay, no problem. But can you make me Ultraman? Which style do I like more? Can also increase my interest. Chinchu was speechless. Next time just once is enough. Can you not do it 3 or 4 times a night? Although we are still young, the Yellow Emperor's canon of internal medicine says that excessive indulgence is not good. Medically speaking, it is also very easy to become impotent. You should take it easy, okay? Chinchu was speechless. Lastly, if you dare to tie me up again, I'll immediately separate from you. You can deal with it yourself. I'm not going to serve you anymore. Huamin was still angry when she thought about how Mr. Qin punished her last time. That was the highest level of physical and mental torture. Huamin was a strong-willed person, but Mr. Qin almost tortured her to the point of insanity. So she really didn't want there to be a next time. After Qin Chu silently listened to her words, he helplessly looked at Huamin. Honey, can I take back what I just said? Just pretend I didn't say anything, okay? Huh. Huamin immediately laughed. Mr. Qin was too cute. Sometimes he was as willful as a child. As they chatted and laughed, they arrived at Xan's ramen. When the owner saw the two of them, he immediately prepared 2 bowls of ramen. Just then Huamin, who was sitting at the door, inadvertently looked up. Just then she saw Hua Xiqian walking over. He was wearing a casual navy blue cotton jacket. He walked in and sat down at Huamin and Qin Chu's table. Excuse me, can I have a moment of your time? Hua Xiqian asked with a smile. Qin Chu and Huamin looked up and looked at Hua Xiqian in surprise. They didn't know why he suddenly came. Chapter 1235. Go ahead. Huamin nodded and looked at Hua Xiqian. He took out a red invitation from his bag and casually threw it on the table. In 7 days, Song Yisher and I will be getting married. You guys are welcome to the wedding. Huamin was speechless. Qin Chu was speechless. Why are you guys so surprised? Didn't you guys see her press conference? Hua Xiqian continued to smile. I saw her admit your relationship, but isn't it a little too rushed to have a wedding in 7 days? Huamin was a little surprised. What's so rushed about it? Money is the only thing in this world. Everything can be done in minutes. The wedding is a one-stop package. The wedding banquet is also a set meal, you just have to pay for it. It's going to be held at Shangri-La, little sister Mian. Don't come empty-handed. Hua Xiqian looked at Huamin and smiled meaningfully. Am I such a disloyal person? Huamin was a little speechless. It wasn't her style to go to a wedding empty-handed. Back when Ning Ziyuan and Wu Xiaoshui got married, she spent 200 yuan on it. I'll be there on time, Qin Chu said faintly as he held on to the invitation. That's good, then I won't delay your meal. See you later. After speaking, Hua Xiqian didn't stay any longer. He got up and walked out. That's so sudden. Hua Xiqian must be planning something, I have a feeling. After Hua Xiqian left, Qin Chu wasn't in the mood to eat. The faint feeling of uneasiness in his heart began to stir. It wasn't that he was overthinking, but Hua Xiqian's way of doing things was too strange. He didn't play by the rules at all. The more unpredictable he was, the more worried he was. What's wrong, honey? Huamin asked when he saw Qin Chu's worry. Anyway, we can't let our guard down for the time being. I have a feeling that something is going to happen. It can't be. Isn't it great that they're getting married? It just so happens that they're the same kind. Hua Xiqian likes to wear masks and so does Song Yisher. It's best that they get married so that they won't harm others. I'm afraid the marriage is a conspiracy, Qin Chu said quietly. Whether it's a scheme or not, that's their business. It has nothing to do with us. Don't worry, hubby. Huamin gently placed his hand on Qin Chu's palm, trying to pacify him. However, Qin Chu's expression still looked very serious. Seeing that neither Qin Chu nor Huamin had eaten much, the two of them came out. It was the end of the school day for second high. A boy and a girl in school uniforms passed by. Mimi, which university do you plan to go to? I haven't thought about it yet. There's still more than 6 months until the college entrance exam. What's the rush? Come to Jing City with me. My parents want me to go to Jing City so that we can study abroad together. Your family is rich. You can go to any country, but I can't, the girl said with a sense of inferiority. I'll ask my parents to arrange it for you. Let's go together. I don't want your mom to look down on me. The girl's eyes were sad as she pulled her hand back. The boy looked at the girl in a daze. His eyes were clear and filled with deep love. Love in high school was always the best. It wasn't as ignorant as it was in middle school. and it wasn't as greedy as it was in college. Therefore, Huamin was very grateful that he was able to meet Qin Chu in high school. The conversation between the boy and girl was very similar to when they were young. At that time, Huamin was also persuaded by Qin Chu to go to the United States after they graduated from high school. Later, that incident happened and the two of them broke up. Qin Chu went abroad and Huamin studied high school nursing. In the blink of an eye, 7 years had passed. Luckily, they could still find each other, and the feelings they had in the past. Qin Chu put his arm around Huamin's shoulder and seemed to be touched as well. If I could go back in time, I would kidnap you and bring you to the United States with me. Maybe if we went abroad back then, our kids would have grown up by now. After Qin Chu said this, the corners of his mouth unconsciously curled up. Whenever he thought about the beautiful life he had with Huamin, he felt very happy. If I could go back in time, maybe I would have fallen in love with another boy in middle school. You wouldn't even have a chance, Huamin said deliberately. Mr. Qin's face darkened when he heard this. Chapter 1236. Mrs. Qin, other than me, who else would dare to want you? You're so fierce. You have such a high IQ. You're so arrogant. Qin Chu still remembered the first time he saw a reporter interview Huamin on TV. At that time, she had just finished her middle school exams. Because she was the top scorer, she received a lot of attention. At that time, Qin Chu still remembered her ridiculously arrogant words and tissue. He especially liked to see Huamin's arrogant look. To put it bluntly, it was all kinds of pretentious looks. For the 3 years of high school, Huamin was always tearing people apart. She teared up with girls who were jealous of her studies, girls who liked Qin Chu, and girls who slandered her behind her back. At that time, Huamin was the outgoing type. She was flamboyant and high-profile. She and Zhu Lingling would be invincible if they worked together. He remembered that there was once a senior who brought 5 or 6 girls with her and they were all holding wooden clubs. They surrounded Huamin and Zhu Lingling in a narrow alley near the school. At that time, there were only 2 Huamin and 6 or 7 of the other party. And with weapons, everyone thought that they would lose miserably. In the end, although Huamin and Zhu Lingling were injured and beaten up badly, Zhu Lingling's arm was even dislocated. However, the senior who led the other party was basically beaten up by Huamin. Because there were so many people and it was difficult to deal with, Huamin simply grabbed the leader of the woman and beat her to death. No matter how many clubs fell on her body, she endured the pain and rode on the leader of the woman to beat her up. Later, Huamin and Zhu Lingling were injured. The leader of the woman was almost disfigured by Huamin. Her face was swollen like a steamed bun. From then on, that group of people never looked for trouble with Huamin again. Because she was ruthless. The kind that didn't care about her life. Huamin became famous in her first year of high school and many boys came to see her. There were love letters, chocolates, flowers. There were even some boys who would put small gifts in her desk every day. But she had never accepted anyone. Until one day, Qin Chu, who had been an iceberg for thousands of years, was carrying a backpack on one shoulder. He bumped into Huamin at Oxin's Ramen. He said, "Hey, I'll treat you to some noodles." Before Huamin could say anything, then she heard Qin Chu say again, "You have to date me." "Ha, I sold myself for a bowl of noodles. Am I worthless?" Huamin sneered. Unexpectedly, Qin Chu's next sentence was, "How about eating noodles for a lifetime?" A lifetime? Huamin was a little surprised. In an era like high school, everyone's love was beautiful and ignorant. Very few people would think of a lifetime. Do you dare to eat it?" Qin Chu asked provocatively. At the time they were young. Huamin was also agitated, so she said directly, "Then save up, noodles for a lifetime cost a lot." Just like that, their relationship began in a fit of pique. At the time, Huamin didn't know that Qin Chu's family was so prominent. She had never been interested in her classmates' backgrounds. "What are you thinking about? You look so lost in thought." Qin Chu smiled and asked. Only then did Huamin come back to her senses. She smiled and said, "I was thinking about some things when we were in school. It's a little cold, let's go home." Qin Chu tightly hugged Huamin's shoulder. He protected her in his arms. He shielded her from the bone-chilling wind. Just then Huamin's phone rang. "Mom?" "Okay, I got it, I'll be right back." "What's wrong?" Qin Chu asked. "My mom said something went missing at home, so she wants me to go back and take a look." "Let's go." Then Qin Chu drove Huamin directly to Sky Blessing Court. As soon as they entered, they saw Yang Mirong sitting in the living room dejectedly. She didn't look good. Mom, what went missing at home? Huamin asked curiously. Chapter 1237. My jewelry is gone. Yang Merong looked like she was about to cry. Jewelry? Huamin froze. From what he remembered, his mother did have a jewelry box. She had saved some gold jewelry a few years ago. Later on, she also bought some new rings and necklaces, but they didn't add up to a lot of money. His mother didn't have any big gold jewelry, only small jewelry. She liked to wear them when she went out. She usually put them in the drawer. Isn't it always in the drawer? Huamin asked. Yeah, but when your Auntie Wu called me this morning and asked me to go for a walk in the park, I found that it was gone. But the jewelry box was still there and everything inside was gone. Mom, how many things were in there? Qin Chu asked. Yang Merong thought for a moment and said slowly, actually not a lot. Including what Mian bought for me, there are 2 necklaces, 3 rings, 2 pairs of earrings and a bracelet. That's all. Altogether, it should be around 20 to 30,000 yuan. It's not a lot, but it's all gone so suddenly. I don't feel good about it. Yang Merong was in a bad mood. She sat there listlessly. Huamin walked over and sat down beside her. Mom, are you sure you just lost it today? Did you see it yesterday? I'm not sure because I haven't worn it in a long time. I don't usually open the box to look. The last time I wore it was half a month ago when I went shopping with a few new friends in the neighborhood. It's been a long time. I just remembered it when I was about to wear it again today. This guy's good, it's all gone. Mom, don't worry. Mian and I will buy you another set. Qin Chu comforted his mother-in-law. Hey you kids, I know you have good intentions, but it's not about the money right now. It's not about the money, nor is it about the money. It's about how everything disappeared out of nowhere. Did a thief come in? But it shouldn't be. I've moved here for a while and the security here is pretty good. Jishin said that there are surveillance cameras at the door and outside every house. Plus, security guards are always on patrol 24 hours a day. It shouldn't be. Yang Merong muttered to herself. Huamin thought for a moment. I don't think it's possible for a thief to sneak in because a thief wouldn't just steal these things. Mom, you didn't lose your money, right? Yeah, it's really strange. I didn't lose the 20,000 yuan in my bag. Only the jewelry is missing. It's really strange. Could it be that you put it somewhere else and forgot about it? Our house is so big we might be able to find it if we look around, Huamin added. Yang Merong shook her head. That's impossible. I wouldn't put those things anywhere. I was afraid that I would forget them, so I put them in the jewelry box in the drawer. Seeing how certain his mother was, Huamin didn't say anything else. Then she looked around. Mom, where's Xiuping? She's taking a shower upstairs. Just now, she said that her clothes were dirty and wanted to change. As soon as Yang Merong finished speaking, Yang Xiuping came downstairs. There were 2 rooms upstairs, the master bedroom and the guest bedroom. Yang Xiuping had been living in the guest bedroom ever since she arrived, and the master bedroom was Jishin's room. Downstairs were also the master bedroom and the guest bedroom. Yang Merong lived in the master bedroom, and Huamin slept in the guest bedroom downstairs sometimes. Yang Xiuping had already changed her clothes. Huamin looked at her in surprise. He realized that although she hadn't been here for long, her taste in clothes had changed a lot. She was no longer wearing an old-fashioned shirt, long pants and floral skirt. Now she was wearing a lotus leaf sleeve dress. The dress wasn't very long and most of her thighs were exposed. Her hair was no longer in 2 braids. Instead, her hair was loose and it was very black and straight. She even put on makeup and looked very formal. Cousin brother-in-law, you guys are here? Yang Xiuping smiled. Huamin nodded with a smile. Yeah, your auntie lost her jewelry and is in a bad mood. She asked us to come back and see what we can do. After speaking, Huamin carefully looked at Yang Xiuping's face. Chapter 1238. Yang Merong noticed Huamian's unnatural expression and said, Yeah, I was worried too. I even helped Auntie search the entire house, but I couldn't find anything. It's weird. Before Huamin could say anything, Yang Merong said, Xiuping is such an honest child. She saw that I lost something, so she took me to her bedroom to avoid suspicion. Not only did she search through everything, but she also opened her bag and showed me her passbook and wallet. She was afraid that I would suspect her. Why would I suspect her? We're family, who would do something like that? Obviously, Yang Merong trusted her niece. After all, Huamian had already proven her innocence by showing her her belongings. Yang Xiaoping walked downstairs and sat down on the couch. Then she handed an apple to Qin Chu. "Brother-in-law, have an apple." "No thanks." Qin Chu's attitude was indifferent. Then she took out an orange and handed it to Huamin. "Cousin, I bought this for Auntie. It's really sweet." "Okay, thank you." Huamin didn't reject the orange. Instead, she picked it up and ate a piece. Then Yang Xiaoping continued, "Auntie lost something and it's quite awkward. I'm the only guest in the house and no one usually comes here, so I'm definitely the prime suspect. In order to clear my name, I had no choice but to prove myself. Since the item wasn't with me and I didn't have any more money in my bag or card, I didn't sell it for money. Oh right, I still have a bank card that's connected to my phone. I even showed Auntie the bank balance on my phone. It's a little embarrassing, but the balance on that card is only 128 yuan. I've been here for so long but I haven't looked for a job. I'm so embarrassed." Huamin looked at Yang Xiaoping in surprise. "Xiaoping, you've changed a lot since you came." Really?" Yang Xiaoping didn't know what Huamin meant, so she looked a little uncomfortable. "Yeah, not only did you change your taste in clothes but you also changed the way you talk. Also, you're a fast learner. You even have an advanced mobile banking app. You're pretty smart." That's nothing. I'm young and eager to learn, so I bought a lot of books to read. People say that people in the city are more cultured, so I just want to be a cultured person." Huamin was truly surprised by Yang Xiaoping's recent change. She looked at Yang Xiaoping's clothes. They weren't expensive, just the kind that could be bought online for a few hundred yuan. She didn't even know the brand of shoes she wore. Yang Xiaoping herself, indeed, she's dispel everyone's suspicions. But she couldn't have lost by herself. If a thief didn't come, someone would have taken her something. She knew hers, she knew where she left her stuff was, so she... No wonder his mother couldn't figure it out and came to Huamian. Huamin smiled as he looked at Yang Xiaoping. "You're right, it's a good thing that you've become more cultured. Okay, let's not talk about the lost stuff. It doesn't cost much anyway, I'll buy it for you later. Mom, Qin Chu and I both want to eat your beef patties. Do you have any beef at home?" "Oh yes, there's more in the fridge. I'll go make it now." Then Yang Meong got up and went to make the patties. Life was relatively peaceful now. Other than Jixin, Yang Meong only cared about Huamin and Qin Chu. Therefore, no matter what they wanted to eat, Yang Meong would immediately make it for them. She didn't think it was troublesome at all. After Yang Meong left, Huamin deliberately said to Qin Chu, "Honey, you bought this house, did you install surveillance cameras in the hallway? Can you check the surveillance cameras and see who else went into my mom's room besides her?" Before Qin Chu could say anything, Yang Xiaoping immediately interrupted. "Huh? Didn't Auntie say that there are only surveillance cameras outside the house but not inside? After all, it's not convenient for private matters to be exposed." Chapter 1239. Oh. Look at my brain, I forgot about it. Indeed, I wanted to pretend, but then I thought that there were no outsiders in the house, so there was no point in pretending. You have a good memory, Xiaoping. You even remember this. Huamin said to Yang Xiaoping meaningfully. Yang Xiaoping realized that she had said something wrong, so she said awkwardly, "I only heard Auntie mention it once. After all, I don't wear much when I'm indoors, so I don't really mind. Cousin Qin, why don't you sit down with my brother-in-law? I'll go help Auntie in the kitchen." Then Yang Xiaoping got up and walked into the kitchen. The truth was she didn't dare to face Huamin. Huamin was too smart and meticulous. What if she said too much and exposed herself? So she made up an excuse and left. Only Qin Chu and Huamian were left in the living room. "Honey, what do you think?" Huamin looked at Qin Chu with a smile on his face. "Do you really need to ask me? Didn't a detective like you already know what happened? You even asked me about the surveillance cameras just now so that the culprit would give herself away." Qin Chu crossed his arms. He already knew what was going on. He also knew that his wife had purposely baited the culprit. It wasn't that they were narrow-minded and suspicious of Yang Xiaoping. However, logically speaking, the culprit had lost something in their house. Other than their mother and Yang Xiaoping, there was no one else. The last time they saw the jewelry was half a month ago. In that half a month, other than Huamin, no other guests came to their house. Huamin couldn't have stolen it and neither could Yang Meirong. Therefore, Yang Xiaoping was the prime suspect. Yang Xiaoping wasn't stupid. She knew to immediately clear her name and take her auntie to her room to search for the jewelry. This was also the most brilliant part of her plan. Huamin used to think that Yang Xiaoping was just a village girl with bad intentions, but now he realized that she was actually quite smart. Hubby, didn't that person say that he showed you his wallet and bank cards? There's no dirt and there's no dirt. The money from selling it is all on me. That's simple. Who would be stupid enough to steal it and keep it on themselves? Even if they sold it, it's not easy to get the money back. Either she has already spent the stolen money, or she used the stolen money to buy something valuable, but it hasn't been discovered. Qin Chu analyzed with certainty. He then asked, if you look at the surveillance camera outside the door, you should find that she has been going out more than usual recently. Huamin nodded in agreement with Qin Chu. Not long after, the two of them were finally done with their work in the kitchen. Yang Mirong walked in with a steaming hot beef patty. Yang Xiaoping was holding a bowl of tomato egg soup. It would take too long to cook. I was afraid you guys would be hungry, so I made some soup. Eat it while it's hot, Yang Mirong said lovingly. Thank you, Mom. Qin Chu was touched by his mother-in-law's concern for him and Huamian. Don't mention it. You're my kids. I can't do anything else other than make you some food. Just then Yang Xiaoping filled a bowl with soup and handed it to Qin Chu. Brother-in-law, have some soup. Qin Chu didn't take it, but Huamin took the bowl from Yang Xiaoping and placed it in front of Qin Chu. Yang Xiaoping then filled a bowl with soup and handed it to Huamin. She was quite enthusiastic about it. Xiaoping, this ring looks nice. Did you buy it recently? When Huamin lowered his head to take the bowl of soup, he suddenly saw a diamond ring on Yang Xiaoping's finger. It wasn't very big and wasn't very obvious. Yang Xiaoping's expression immediately changed. Then she smiled awkwardly and said, it's not real. I bought it from a street vendor. It cost 5 yuan. Oh, it's really nice. The craftsmanship, it looks so real. Yang Xiaoping felt even more uncomfortable upon hearing this. Before she could say anything, Huamin continued to ask, Xiaoping, have you been going out a lot lately? Do you have any friends here? Chapter 1240. No, I don't go out that often. Yang Xiaoping was a little flustered, as if she wanted to hide something. Huamin raised an eyebrow. Really? I accidentally watched the surveillance footage on my phone and saw that you've been going out early and coming home late. I thought you had a boyfriend. No, that's just. I sometimes go out to buy groceries in the morning and then I go shopping during the day, Yang Xiaoping denied vehemently. She didn't want to admit that she went out early and came home late. Huamin didn't actually watch the surveillance footage. He just casually mentioned it to see her reaction. However, she really couldn't sit still. Yang Xiaoping wasn't mature enough, so she panicked at the slightest provocation. Oh, it's okay, don't be nervous, I was just asking. Huamin smiled. The truth was she and Qin Chu both ate at Oxane's ramen, so they weren't that hungry. She asked her mother to make beef patties so she could talk to Yang Xiaoping alone. After a quick bite, Huamin and Qin Chu got up to leave. Mom, don't worry about the food, we'll buy more if it's gone. Don't get mad over something so trivial, it's not worth it. Huamin held on to his mother's hand and comforted her. Yeah, it's okay if it's gone. It doesn't matter if I bring it or not. Don't spend money on it for me, I don't really like these things. I know. Huamin smiled. As she walked out, she turned her head and glanced at Yang Xiaoping. Xiaoping, come with me for a second. Oh, okay. Yang Xiaoping froze for a second, then followed Huamin out with a confused look on her face. Honey, I just remembered that Jixin wants me to mail something to him. Go to his room with Mom and pack it up, I'll mail it to him tomorrow. Okay? Qin Chu understood what Huamin was thinking. Without saying anything, he turned around and followed his mother-in-law into Jixin's room. After Huamin walked out with Yang Xiaoping, he opened the door to his Maybach with the remote. Huamin sat in the back seat and patted the seat next to him. It's cold outside, let's talk in the car. Yang Xiaoping nodded and followed Huamin into the back seat of his Maybach. Xiaoping, what do you think of my mom? Huamian asked gently. Auntie. What about me? How do I treat you? My cousin treats me very well too. We're like family. Yang Xiaoping was scared of Huamian, so she was a little reserved and didn't look very natural. Since she was so nice to you, why did you have the heart to steal my mother's jewelry? What Yang's? Ts Xiao. When she saw Huamin's expression, she thought that he wouldn't pursue the matter. His family was so rich that he wouldn't be surprised if a piece of jewelry worth 20 or 30,000 yuan was stolen. That was why Yang Xiaoping chose to steal the jewelry instead of the money. Yang Xiaoping thought that since Yang Meong didn't look at the jewelry often, she wouldn't find out that it was stolen until a long time later. How could there still be money? Without evidence, no one would dare to accuse her of stealing the jewelry. Yang Xiaoping didn't expect Huamin to be so sure that she stole the jewelry. Previously she thought that at most they would be suspicious. She reckoned that no one would dare to ask her directly. Cousin, sis, are you kidding me? Yang Xiaoping smiled awkwardly. No, I'm serious. Huamin looked into her eyes quietly. Cousin, I really don't know what you're talking about. Yang Xiaoping pretended to be calm and played dumb. Chapter 1241. The jewelry has always been at home. Mom and you are the only other family member at home. Who else could it be? Cousin, you can't accuse me like that. I even showed Auntie my room to prove my innocence, Yang Xiaoping argued. What's the point of seeing it now? My mom hasn't opened the jewelry box in half a month. She doesn't even know when it went missing. You took care of it a long time ago, so of course you can prove your innocence. Cousin, you people in the city don't have any evidence, so you just casually accuse people? I may be poor, but I can't let you accuse me like that. Stealing is not a small crime. Exactly, you knew it was a big crime, yet you didn't steal it. That shows how brave you are. Cousin, I told you that you can't accuse me of stealing if you don't have evidence. You're framing me. Yang Xiaoping was adamant that Huamin didn't have evidence. Huamin smiled helplessly. Then he lifted Yang Xiaoping's hand and looked at the diamond ring. This ring, how much did you say it cost? 5 yuan. Yang Xiaoping felt a little guilty, so her voice became quieter. 5 yuan. It's beautiful. Give it to me. After speaking, Huamin took the ring off Yang Xiaoping's finger. Seeing Huamin take off her ring, Yang Xiaoping became anxious and violently snatched it back. Then she tightly gripped it in her hand. Why are you so nervous? It's just a 5 yuan ring, do you really have to be so nervous? Huamin sneered. Cousin, you're so rich, I'm sure you don't care about such a small thing. Plus, this ring is fake, it's beneath your dignity to wear it. Give it to me. Yang Xiaoping didn't dare to look Huamin in the eye. However, it was obvious that her lie was about to be exposed. Xiaoping, you know that my husband's company is very powerful, right? You've heard of GK, right? Yes. Yang Xiaoping didn't understand why Huamin would ask her such a question that had nothing to do with this matter. GK has an important department that deals with jewelry. Right now, GK has acquired 90% of the jewelry stores in the city. You probably bought this ring from one of their stores. Judging by the size of the diamond, it's probably worth around 20,000 yuan. If you used the rings that my mom lost, you wouldn't have to pay a single cent. Cousin, I don't understand what you mean. What exchange? I don't understand. Yang Xiaoping continued to be stubborn. Don't worry about it. I remember my mom's stuff. When you went shopping, you took so many things with you. I'm sure every store would remember it. We don't have surveillance cameras at home, but every jewelry store has them. That's not a big problem. I'll ask my husband to make some arrangements and we'll find out which store it is immediately. Upon hearing Huamin's words, Yang Xiaoping was dumbfounded. She always thought that her plan was foolproof, but she didn't expect that the jewelry stores she went to were all owned by GK. If they checked the surveillance cameras, they would be able to find her immediately. She thought that she was well hidden, but it was so easy for Huamin to find out. Cousin? Yang Xiaoping didn't know what to say. Her mind was in a mess. If you stole something, it's a lot of money. If you're sentenced, you'll be sentenced to 5 to 10 years in prison. Huamin played with his fingers as he talked to himself. He sounded very relaxed. However, Yang Xiaoping's face gradually turned pale. Finally, after hearing Huamin's words, Yang Xiaoping knelt down in the car. Chapter 1242. Luckily, the Maybach was big enough. She knelt down in front of Huamin. Cousin, I was wrong. He did steal it. Why did you do that? Huamin looked at her coldly. I was just confused. Auntie doesn't wear a lot of jewelry, so I thought it would be better if she gave me a ring instead. Haha. So you're saying that you can take anything you want as long as it's not being used. It was the first time Huamian saw herself being able to find an excuse for herself when she was stealing. Oh, I was confused. Cousin, I'm sorry, I know I was wrong. Please don't call the police, okay? I don't want to go to jail. I'm still young, I can't ruin my future like this. My mom would be so sad if she found out. She brought a wolf into her house. Huamin looked at Yang Xiaoping in disappointment. Yang Xiaoping was her mother's niece. How could she do something so outrageous? Huamin, please don't tell Auntie, she'll be sad. She's always been so nice to me, I don't want her to be disappointed. Then what were you thinking when you did all this? I was really obsessed. Maybe I was scared of being poor. I grew up in the mountains and never saw anything good. Ever since I came to the city, I've seen you guys live well, eat well, wear good clothes and use good things. I'm so jealous. Cousin, your handbag costs hundreds of thousands of yuan. I can't earn that much in my lifetime. You can't take anything for granted. If you want something, you have to put in the same amount of effort. You can't just reap what you sow. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You see me living a luxurious life now, but do you know how many times I've been on the brink of death? Do you know what I've been through? Yang Xiaoping lowered her head and didn't say anything. Being poor isn't an excuse. Stealing is a matter of character. I know, cousin, I know I was wrong. I won't do it again. Please don't arrest me, okay? Yang Xiaoping grabbed Huamin's arm and begged for mercy. It was obvious that she was scared. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? Huamian didn't feel sorry for Yang Xiaoping at all. If it weren't for the fact that he had the confidence to make her admit her mistake, she would still think that his methods were brilliant and stubborn. That little trick of hers was really full of loopholes. Huamin could solve the case at any time, but he didn't reveal it in front of his mother. It wasn't because he cared about Yang Xiaoping's reputation. However, her mother's blood pressure was high and her heart wasn't very good. If she knew that it was done by the niece she had always liked, she wouldn't have known. He definitely couldn't take it. Get up. I won't call the police. Really? Yang Xiaoping was overjoyed. Then she immediately got up and subconsciously wiped the dust off her knees. It was as if he was already fine. But Huamin had something else to say. Her hand paused slightly. She raised her head to look at Huamin's face and continued to listen to her. But I have 2 requests that you must fulfill. Tell me, as long as you don't make me go to jail, I'll do it. Yang Xiaoping was scared out of her wits. Number 1. Take this ring back and return all the things that you stole from my mother. Put them back quietly. She asks, just tell her where you found them. She'll believe you. Okay. Although Yang Xiaoping didn't like the diamond ring on her finger, she was more afraid that Huamin would call the police. So she still agreed. Second, after you do this, you have to find an excuse to leave our house. I don't care if you go back to your hometown or somewhere else, but we won't let you stay here. You have to leave. I know what I did was wrong. Can you give me a chance? It was obvious that Yang Xiaoping didn't want to leave. She had food and a place to live. She didn't have to do any work and she was paid more than 3,000 yuan a month. How could Yang Xiaoping leave? Her life was almost as good as that of a rich heiress, and it suited her lazy personality perfectly. Chapter 1243. I did give you a chance. The truth is, Xiaoping, I, Huamin, am not someone who doesn't recognize her family. You might think that I've always been cold to you because I look down on you because I'm rich and look down on the poor, but that's not the case. My attitude toward you is completely dependent on your attitude toward me and my family. While you've been at my house, I know what you've been thinking about Qin Chu. Sister Huamin, you don't have to explain, I know what you're thinking. I just wanted to say that sometimes, people need to know their place. Don't think about things that don't belong to you. That way you won't be tired of living. If you truly loved me, I wouldn't treat you like this. So think about it. I'm only giving you 3 days. In 3 days, I want to see my mom's jewelry returned to its rightful owner. After 3 days, I don't want you to appear in my house again. Then Huamin pressed the remote and opened the car door. Yang Xiaoping had no choice but to turn around and get out of the car. It seemed like no matter how much she said, Huamin's heart would soften and give her another chance. Yang Xiaoping gritted her teeth, unwilling to give up. Then she walked into the house. After she walked in, Qin Chu happened to walk out of Xixin's room and was about to leave. When they walked past each other, Yang Xiaoping stared at Qin Chu's flawless face with infatuation. Why couldn't such an outstanding man be hers? Qin Chu didn't even look at her the entire time. Instead, he ignored her and walked out. Inside the cart, Qin Chu sat in the driver's seat, and Huamin moved from the back seat to the passenger seat. Did you get the stuff? Yeah, what about you? Did you tell her everything? Qin Chu tilted his head and looked at Huamin. Yeah, I did. She doesn't seem to want to leave my house. This kind of person can't be left alive. He'll be a disaster in the future, Chin Chu said. But even if she leaves, she might not be able to return home. I don't think she'll leave Sea City. She's gotten used to the luxurious lifestyle and can't go back to the countryside. Humin guessed. That's not something we should be concerned about. She doesn't know how to be content with what she has. Instead, she steals things. That's a bad habit. Even if she says she'll change, she might not. Anyway, it's better for us to stay as far away from her as possible. Okay. Humin nodded. The end of the year always passed quickly. A week passed in the blink of an eye. Hua Xiqian's wedding became the biggest news in the city on Sunday. Many media outlets were broadcasting live from all over the city. The scene was huge and there were many guests present. Inside the hotel, Humin and Chin Chu, one in a black suit and the other in a black dress, were a perfect match. As soon as the two of them entered the venue, they were surrounded by the media and took photos of them for a long time. After entering, Humin heard someone calling out to him. He turned around and saw Jiang Xiaowei and Wei Liao. Oh, our pregnant woman is here too. Humin laughed. Come on. Her belly isn't that obvious, okay? Humin and Jiang Xiaowei chatted happily on the side. Chin Chu and Wei Liao also chatted casually. When the ceremony started, everyone sat down. How should he put it? Although the wedding was luxurious, it didn't feel new at all. Everything was done according to the routine. Although they spent a lot of money, it lacked sincerity. It was a far cry from Jiang Xiaowei and Wei Liao's wedding on January 1st. Song Yisher wore a white mermaid wedding dress. She had exquisite makeup on and an elegant smile on her face. He was such a person. Even if the man she married wasn't the one she liked, she would still put on an act. Mian, do you know what I admire the most about Bitch Song? Jiang Xiaowei asked enthusiastically. Chapter 1244. What do you mean? Humin looked at Xiaowei amused. Yeah, she knows how to put on an act no matter what the situation is. She's so good at this, none of you can compare to her. Her acting skills. When she's supposed to cry, when she's supposed to cry, when she's supposed to smile, her face is glowing. I bet she thinks she's in the movie. Her acting is so good, I almost believe that she and Hua Xiqian really have feelings for each other. Haha. Jiang Xiaowei's insightful comment made not only Humin, but also Wei Liao laugh. What are you laughing at? You guys. Am I wrong? Jiang Xiaowei was confused. Yes, you're absolutely right, Dr. Jiang. Can we stop commenting? Can't we just quietly watch the wedding? Wei Liao hugged his beloved wife helplessly. The priest on stage asked the vows very sincerely. Handsome groom Mr. Hua Xiqian, do you take the beautiful and gentle Song Yisher as your wife, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to be by her side for the rest of your life? Hua Xiqian took a deep breath and looked at Song Yisher with a playful smile on his face. After a while he said, I do. His expression was obviously disdainful. Beautiful and gentle bride Miss Song Yisher, do you take the handsome Hua Xiqian as your wife, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, to be by her side for the rest of your life? At this moment Song Yisher actually turned her head and looked down the stage. Her gaze fell on Chin Chu. Humin provocatively leaned his head on Song Yisher's shoulder and smiled sweetly at her. She immediately looked away and her face turned cold. Then she said perfunctorily, I do. Hey, then let's exchange rings. The rest of the ceremony was just a formality. It was obvious that they hadn't paid much attention to these two events. Humin had seen many weddings, including Lu Xing's. There had never been a wedding that was so awkward. There was no sweetness or touching at all. During the banquet, the two newlyweds began toasting. When it came to Humin's table, Song Yisher directly ignored Humin. He held his wine glass and looked at Chin Chu. Chin Chu, I'm married. Are you happy for me? Her tone was full of resentment. Chin Chu picked up his wine glass, glanced at Hua Xiqian and said in an extremely formal manner, Congratulations on your marriage. Thank you. Hua Xiqian smiled. Then he walked up to Humin and teased, My little sister Humin, you're so beautiful today. Compared to your bride, I still pale in comparison. Humin smiled. Girl, how much did you give me as a wedding gift? Hua Xiqian's straightforwardness almost made Humin vomit blood. You're too direct, aren't you? You're a tycoon, why would you care about this little bit of money? Humin felt awkward. You're my favorite little sister. How could I not give you a little more? Okay, don't worry, I won't skimp on you. Huamin was speechless. Hua Xiqian looked at Huamin with a gentle gaze. He looked at Huamin from head to toe. No matter what she wore, even if it was a naive school uniform, he would still think that it was perfect. Congratulations, Huamin raised his glass and looked at Hua Xiqian and Song Yishe. Song Yishe ignored him and turned around to leave. She went straight to the next table. It was obvious how much she hated Huamin. Ugh, your new wife is a bit hot-tempered. Huamin smiled helplessly. It's okay, no matter how hot-tempered she is, she'll be obedient in my hands. After Hua Xiqian said this, he left the table. These two look weird. Not only do they have no feelings for each other, but they also look at each other as if they're enemies. I'm worried that tonight's wedding night will be very tragic. Jiang Shaowei analyzed. That's not something we should worry about. Huamin smiled. He thought it was a joke, but who would have thought evening inside Hua Xiqian's private mansion? As the wedding night, the decorations were quite luxurious. Song Yishe was sitting on the bed in a red cheongsam. She seemed to be in a bad mood. Hua Xiqian pushed open the door, took off his tie and walked towards her. Song Yishe stood up vigilantly and looked at him coldly. What do you want? Chapter 1245. Don't you know what I'm trying to do? Hua Xiqian inched closer and closer to her. Song Yishe was so scared that she took a few steps back. In the end, her entire body leaned against the wall. Then Hua Xiqian leaned his arm against the wall. He did a classic Capitan. Song Yishe was so scared that her face turned pale. I'm telling you, don't do anything stupid. What a joke. We're married, we're husband and wife. What do you mean by do something stupid? Hua Xiqian sneered. But we don't have feelings for each other, I was just set up by you. I'm telling you, after we get married we'll go our separate ways. Otherwise, I'll tell my dad what you did. At this critical moment, Song Yishe brought up her dad. Hua Xiqian narrowed his eyes and smiled faintly. Your dad? You think I'm scared? Do you think your dad is Jesus? That the whole world respects him? You? Song Yishe was so angry that she didn't know what to say to Hua Xiqian's rude words. Hua Xiqian raised his finger and gently played with Song Yishe's red shoulder strap. Your face is not bad and your body is sexy, but it's a pity. Hua Xiqian paused. What's a pity? Song Yishe was confused. It's a pity that a disgusting soul lives under this beautiful body. After hearing Hua Xiqian's comments, Song Yishe's expression turned ugly. He was the first man who dared to say such things to her. He made her sound like a useless person. If that's the case, why did you marry me? Song Yishe was furious. Do you think I wanted to? To tell you the truth, today was the worst day of my life. I've never been so depressed. Luckily the day passed quickly. Do you think I'll touch you? In your dreams. I'm telling you, while we're still husband and wife, you better be prepared to live like a widow. Don't cause any trouble or else. Not only will I ruin your reputation, your father will too. After saying that, Hua Xiqian retracted his hand and wiped it with a wet towel. It was as if touching her would make her dirty. Song Yishe couldn't take this kind of naked humiliation anymore. She had never been wronged like this in her entire life. When Hua Xiqian turned around, she dashed forward like a madwoman. Hua Xiqian, you beast, I'll kill you. She pounced on Hua Xiqian and tried to scratch his face. Helplessly, Hua Xiqian moved a step faster and gripped her neck tightly. He pinned her against the wall. Song Yishe, don't test my patience. Hua Xiqian, what right do you have to treat me like this? Who do you think you are? You're just a dog raised by someone else. Why are you so arrogant? Song Yishe was furious, so she didn't choose her words carefully. This sentence completely angered Hua Xiqian's sensitive nerves. There were two things he hated the most in his life. First, people called him an adopted son and a dog in front of him. Second, people slandered Huamin in front of him. This woman, Song Yishe, always went against Huamin. Now, on their wedding night, she shamelessly called her husband a dog. She was really digging her own grave. Hua Xiqian quickly pulled out the belt from his waist. With a smack, he whipped Song Yishe's body. Instantly, a burning pain spread all over her body. Song Yishe looked at Hua Xiqian in disbelief. Hua Xiqian, how dare you hit me? Song Yishe's eyes widened in disbelief. Chapter 1246. As soon as he finished speaking, he viciously whipped her with his belt. Song Yishe finally realized what was going on and tried to dodge, but it was too late. Finally, red marks appeared on her shoulders and legs. I've never hit a woman, but you're an exception. Hua Xiqian finished speaking. Another whip of the belt came. Song Yisha finally woke up from her daze and screamed. Not many women were beaten by their husbands on their wedding night, and Song Yisha was definitely one of the few. She thought that with her status as the daughter of the Song family, she could do whatever she wanted in the Hua family. She didn't even think of Hua Xiqian as a threat, but to her surprise, Hua Xiqian, I'm going to tell my dad. I'm going to file for divorce because of your perverted behavior. Come on, make the call now. Call your father immediately. Hua Xiqian held his belt in one hand and threw his phone on the bed with the other. Song Yisha looked at him suspiciously. She slowly picked up her phone. If she called her dad, then all the pain would end, right? The moment she picked up her phone, she heard Hua Xiqian's voice from the phone. 5 months ago, GK's land was supposed to be auctioned internally, but your dad decided to give it to GK, breaking the rules of the game. Qin Chu was also very generous and gave your dad a set of top-grade Hainan rosewood carvings. It's worth a fortune and is estimated to be over 100 million yuan. 4 months ago, the person in charge of Chengwang Technology illegally manipulated the stock market. He was supposed to be arrested as a criminal, but your dad gave him special permission to go abroad for treatment, so we missed the best opportunity to arrest him. I heard that a week later, you added 3 new mansions to your name in Italy. 3 months ago, Wang Dehai, the president of the Provincial Chamber of Commerce, was investigated for bribery. Thanks to your dad's connections, he was let off the hook. Then a painting by a master of Chinese painting appeared on the wall of your living room. It's estimated to be worth over 80 million yuan. 2 months ago, upon hearing this, Song Yisha couldn't hold back anymore. Hua Xiqian, what are you trying to say? It's simple. I have all the dirt on every member of the Song family, your father, your uncle, and even you and Song Yishuan. If you really want your father to fall out with me, then you can call him and ask him to come and pick you up. We can also go through legal procedures to get a divorce. But, if you do this, then I don't have to worry about anything. I can just expose all the dirty deeds your father has done over the years. Let's see if your father can still hold on to the mayor's seat then. Let's see if you're still the high and mighty Song family's eldest daughter. Hua Xiqian, you're lying to me. You don't have any evidence, you're just trying to scare me. It's up to you whether you believe me or not. Anyway, I've already said what I wanted to say. Hua Xiqian turned around and carefully put his belt back on his pants. It was as if everything that had just happened was just a joke. His perverted personality was an eye-opener for Song Yisha. It also made her afraid from the bottom of her heart. This man was simply a devil. Song Yisha held onto her phone, feeling very conflicted. All these years, it was impossible to say that her father had been an honest and upright official with no record of corruption. All these years she had spent tens of millions of yuan in Italy alone. How did a mayor with a salary manage to do that? Therefore Hua Xiqian's dirt hit the Song family's lifeline. In the end, Song Yisha didn't dare to call. Hua Xiqian couldn't be bothered with her. He opened the door and left. Then he got into his sports car and sped away. Inside the huge mansion, Song Yisha wanted to cry but had no tears. She still didn't understand how a pervert like Hua Xiqian had his eyes on her. Wasn't she fighting with Hua Min? How did Hua Xiqian set her up for no reason? At a certain nightclub, as soon as Hua Xiqian appeared, many beautiful women surrounded him. Hua Shao, isn't today a big day? Why are you out here? Is the bride not good enough? A few young models surrounded Hua Xiqian and began to talk dirty. Hua Xiqian smiled and was about to speak when he suddenly saw a familiar-looking woman among them. What's your name? Hua Xiqian pointed at one of the inconspicuous women. Chapter 1247. Hua Shao is asking for your name. My name is Wang Shasha. The girl didn't expect to be the center of attention. Wang Sha, you're so old-fashioned. Hua Xiqian was speechless. Why was he so interested in her? This was because the girl's eyebrows resembled Hua Mian's. Of course, it was just a little bit. Their facial features weren't similar, but the way they looked down was similar. That was why he was able to spot her among all the other women. Come sit here. Hua Xiqian patted the seat next to him. The girl was still in a daze. Shasha, Hua Shao is calling for you. Hurry up and go over. A few girls were jealous and pushed her. They pushed the girl in front of Hua Xiqian. One of the girls said, Hua Shao, she just got here yesterday. She's a little dumb and not smart enough. If she doesn't do anything right, please don't mind her. Hua Xiqian didn't say anything, however he put an arm around the girl's shoulder and appeared very intimate. Can you drink? A little. The girl was a little shy. Here, cheers. Hua Xiqian picked up his glass. The girl frowned, gritted her teeth and drank it all in one gulp. Then the girls around them began to clap and cheer. Hua Xiqian took out a ton of cash from his bag and scattered it around him. Thank you everyone. The girls immediately grabbed it all without any shame. Hua Xiqian gestured at the girl with his finger. Come with me. The girl was a little dumbfounded. Are you dumb? Hua Xiao asked you to come out. Hurry up and go. A few girls pushed the girl and pushed her to Hua Xiqian's side. Then she carefully followed behind Hua Xiqian and got into the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Then they arrived at Hua Xiqian's other private mansion. It was more than 200 square meters of luxurious furniture. After Wang Shasha showered, she walked out nervously. He wondered if he was lucky or unlucky to be called out by a big shot as soon as he arrived at this place. She didn't know anything about Hua Xiao's background and didn't understand his emotions at all. But when she was ready to lay on the bed and face death with equanimity, Hua Xiqian gently hugged her from behind. Then he whispered in her ear, let's sleep, Mion. Mion? Who is Hua Mion? This was what she wanted to ask, but she didn't say it out loud. She did not dare to make a sound and spent the night with this man in fear and trepidation. Miraculously, nothing actually happened. The next morning when Wang Shasha got up, she could no longer see Hua Xiqian's shadow. However, there was a check for 100,000 yuan left on the table. 100,000 yuan was not a lot. In the nightclub where she worked, many of the girls sold their virginity for 300,000, 500,000, or even 1 million yuan. But the problem was that he didn't touch her last night. Nothing happened between them. Did he just get 100,000 so easily? Wang Shasha was in disbelief. However, she still carefully put the check in her bag and left nervously. Southside Recuperation Center Huamin came to work early in the morning because there was a quarterly meeting at 7 a.m. and President Wu would be there. Therefore, as soon as she entered the office, she turned around and was about to change into her white lab coat. The office door was pushed open and gave her a fright. What are you doing here so early in the morning? When Huamin saw Hua Xiqian, who was dressed very casually, walk in with a few food boxes in his hands, she was truly surprised. Didn't this guy just get married yesterday? But it was only 6:30 a.m. What was he doing at Southside? Chapter 1248. I'm eating breakfast. Before Huamin could say anything, Hua Xiqian took out the breakfast from the lunchbox. There was crab porridge, steamed dumplings and all sorts of side dishes. It was extremely exquisite. Although Huamin had already eaten breakfast at home, he still couldn't help but drool when he saw all this. But why did you come to my office for breakfast? I just happened to come to the Hua Foundation to check the accounts, and I haven't eaten yet. My stomach is really uncomfortable. The point is, why did you come to my office to eat? Huamin was speechless. I only know you, do you think I'd go to the consultation hall to eat? Hua Xiqian said matter-of-factly. Huamin, okay then you eat quietly. I'm going to work for a bit. Huamin turned around and picked up the white coat hanging on the hanger. He tied up his messy hair. Then he picked up the black-rimmed glasses on the table and put them on. Immediately his aura was completely different from before. Hua Xiqian was just about to eat the porridge. He held a small spoon in his hand, but before he could eat, he burst out laughing. What are you laughing at? Hua Xiqian's strange laughter made Huamin feel like he was crazy. Hua Xiqian raised his head and looked at Huamin's delicate face. He slowly said, I'm laughing at you, you're clearly a clean, white and tender girl. Why do you have to dress like a middle-aged woman? Do you have to be mature and experienced to convince patients? What else? If you had prostate problems one day and you went to the clinic to see a 17 or 18-year-old boy, how would you feel? Hua Xiqian, little sister Mion, you can't curse me like that, we just had our wedding night last night. Hua Xiqian wasn't angry, instead he laughed. He always seemed to have endless patience for Huamin. That was a good temper that he didn't treat anyone with. I'm just making an analogy. You don't have to take it personally. After Huamin finished speaking, he lowered his head and took out the documents he would need for the meeting later. Little sister Mion, I bought 2 servings. Do you want some? I'm not eating. The crab porridge is delicious. Hua Xiqian, you're so annoying. Huamin suddenly raised his head and yelled. The next second he asked shamelessly, Is it Li Ji's crab porridge? Hua Xiqian nodded. Then she very sensibly pushed the other bowl of crab porridge in front of Huamin. In the face of such a fragrant crab porridge, in such a chilly morning, Huamin still couldn't resist the temptation of delicious food. She began to eat without any moral principles. The truth was Huamin wasn't as hostile towards Hua Xiqian as before. Huamin was a smart person. After all this time she realized that Hua Xiqian didn't do anything to harm her. In fact, he did a lot of things to her advantage. For example, he set up the Hua Foundation at Southside and helped so many people. For example, he helped her deal with the old man and resolved the hatred in her heart. For example, he married Song Yisher for no reason, which made her secretly happy. Putting everything together, Huamin suddenly felt that Hua Xiqian might not have been hostile towards him in the first place. Then, why should he treat him like an enemy? Qingchu was right. It was always good to be cautious, but there was no need to treat him like an enemy, right? With this thought, Huamin let go of her previous prejudice towards Hua Xiqian. The morning sun slowly rose. The window reflected Huamin's delicate side profile. Hua Xiqian seriously watched Huamin eat his porridge. At this moment he was the most beautiful scenery in Hua Xiqian's eyes. Why are you looking at me like that? Huamin suddenly raised his head and looked into Hua Xiqian's gentle eyes. For a moment he wasn't used to this. You're tuning in to the Biao's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.